Hey, what's up? This is Steve Cardenas, aka Rocky the Red Power Ranger, and Jeff Barrazzo, Trent Fernandez-Mercer from Dino Thunder, and you are watching Team Venom Media.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of Team Venom's Pop Culture Podcast. I'm your host, Rory Bailey, joined by my co-host, Paul Baker. Paul, how's it going, dude?
It's going great, man. How you been?
Yeah, not bad, Tom. Just for the benefit of the listeners, we're going to sort of alternate how we release these things, because usually we have a weekly Power Rangers podcast, which is doing quite well. We've got a few guests lined up, and that's why we've ended up doing a pop culture one due to reshuffling of guests. So for tonight, we're going to do the first episode of our pop culture podcast, and we're going to focus on WWE WrestleMania 39, which is around about 2 weeks away. So firstly, Paul, how excited are you for the show?
Oh, man, I am stoked. Between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is my favorite time of the year. And then after WrestleMania, it goes downhill. But, you know,
yeah,
it's a great time to be a fan.
We get the Raw after that's got a little bit of goodness, and then, yeah, like you say, straight downhill.
I don't know. I got a little bit of bitterness from the Raw after Mania, because I went to WrestleMania 35, and the Raw after that sucked.
So fair enough.
A little bitter.
Yeah, I mean, so sometimes they've been good, sometimes they've been bad. I mean, there was the other year where we had during the pandemic, it was awful, wasn't it? We had the Raw after Mania, and they just well, we're going to have Big Show return for a match with Drew, but technically he actually did it after Mania, but we're just going to play it on Raw, and yeah, it was weird. Very strange. So Big Show's
I feel so
match,
bad for Drew.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the thing is, he's not had the title in front of a crowd yet, which is mad.
Yeah, he had a good push. Crowd was really behind him, and then nothing.
Well, yeah, because I mean that build into his Mania match with Brock was great. Like, everyone wanted to see him win, and then I think his whole title run just suffered because there was no crowd noise. So it's just really, well, awkward for the guy, isn't it? So yeah.
Hey, props to him for keeping, it interesting during the pandemic. Sorry if you hear my kids screaming in the background. But yeah, I mean, he did a pretty good job as champ. I love the feud with Orton.
Yeah.
The Hell in a Cell match I didn't really get, but yeah. Now we're in 2023.
Yeah, and I think it's quite one of the things that I also feel sorry for Drew for is the fact that, I mean, we're coming up to a WrestleMania like 2 or 3 years after that push, and his match is potentially a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title, but it's not been confirmed.
Yeah, it's been confirmed. They put it on SmackDown.
Did they actually confirm that it was going to be the triple threat?
Yep, because Gunther and Imperium interfered with the Drew and Sheamus match at the end. And
I saw the interference, but I didn't see the. To be fair, honest, because of the time difference, sometimes I sort of zone out while watching it, and yeah, I saw the interference part, but I didn't see the announcement. So yeah.
Yeah, right after, as they were going through the entrance, Adam Pearce came on the screen and said it was going to be a triple threat. So kind of seen that coming.
Yeah, no, I missed that announcement. I assumed that was going to happen, like based on the interaction. But yeah, cool. Well, then we'll run through the card and what's been announced so far, what's been rumored, and what we know is going to happen but hasn't been officially confirmed yet. So, and then we'll just see what sort of things, what we're predicting for them. So we'll kick off with the SmackDown Women's Championship match, which is Charlotte Flair defending against Rhea Ripley after Rhea won the Rumble. Personally, I think Rhea's got this, but what are your thoughts, Paul?
If they don't give it to Rhea, they got issues. Yeah. Charlotte has had the title so many times. We've seen it all. Give it to Rhea, because right now she is red hot.
Yeah. And then,
I mean, I think she's more over now than she was. Remember her NXT run when she won the belt and everybody like stormed the ring. I think she's more over now than then.
Yeah. And there's the
they
thing
gotta give it to her.
So the other thing is as well, they keep building up Charlotte as if she's going to break her dad's record because she's on, I think, 14 women's world titles now. So they keep talking about how she's eventually going to beat her dad's title runs and stuff, which I don't mind as such because it's not the men's world title, so it's still slightly different and everything. But I think if they're going to do that, then she can easily afford to lose to Rhea at Mania. I can't see any problem with her losing. She could give Rhea the WrestleMania moment and then win it back in a month's time. Wouldn't really matter in that regard, but it would make Rhea by having the dominant run leading into Mania and winning the title there. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's going to go back to Charlotte sometime.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Well, it'd
be nice if her old man would show up.
Yeah. Because I know he'd fallen out with Triple H, hadn't he, in recent years, but he's apparently mended fences over the last couple of months. So it would be nice if we got like some form of moment involving Rick and such. So, yeah.
Holy crap, my kids are going crazy. Can we pause this and then splice?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry. Hold on.
Okay. So, from that, we may as well go straight into the Raw Women's Championship match, which is Bianca Belair defending against Asuka with a new gimmick, well, new old gimmick, because it's what she was doing in Japan a while back. Personally, I think Asuka's got to sort of win it if they're going to repackage it this way on the build to Mania. Bianca's held the title for like
almost
2 years. Yeah, she had this for the last year because of beating Becky at Mania. But then prior to that, she'd won the previous Mania. She'd won the SmackDown title, and yeah, she's been in the title picture for the last couple of years, and I think it's about time for her to lose it. And Asuka having a big win at Mania makes sense to me, at least. Your thoughts?
Personally, I think they need to merge the SmackDown and Raw Women's titles because the roster on both shows, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like you have a couple of main stars, but then you got a couple of mid carders and then the low carders. No disrespect to them, but it's not there.
Yeah.
Same thing with the women's tag titles. They need to get rid of them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's no tag teams.
Yeah.
You're throwing two singles competitors together. They're going to split. Just get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the women's tag division, the only tag team that they've got is Damage Control, and they had no challenges for 6 months until they lost them in a random match on Raw against Lita and Becky, didn't they? So, what's the point? What was the point of the match?
I don't know why they did that. They should have saved that match for Mania.
Yeah. Although saying that, we can tie that into our next prediction, which is Lita and Becky and Trish Stratus versus Damage Controllers in Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Bailey. Which, again, like I say, they need to just get rid of the tag titles because what's the point of crowning new tag champions and then putting them in a 6-man tag match? Well, 6-woman tag match.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. It's strange. And if they'd have done it the other way around and said, like, Trish and Lita winning the tag titles, I would have loved to have seen because of their history. Becky and Lita, still good to see, and good to see Lita win some gold in one of her random returns and stuff. But
I couldn't see Trish and Lita. It would kind of remind me of Roddy Piper and Ric Flair when they won the tag belts.
Yeah. Okay, but to be fair, that was against Spirit Squad, wasn't it?
Yep.
When the Raw tag titles were basically devalued because they went, you know what, we're just going to put them on these cheerleaders for 6 months and just make sure that no one cares.
2000, what was that, 2005 or 2006?
I think it was 2006 because they've been feuded, because Spirit Squad feuded with DX for a while and then won the tag titles while DX went on to face McMahon and Shane, and then Rated RKO came together.
Yeah, that's right.
And because Rated RKO took the titles off Flair and Piper, and then Shawn Michaels and John Cena won the titles off Rated RKO in the road to WrestleMania 23. For that.
That's right.
But saying I just said that like they devalue the tag titles, I was able to just run that history straight off. But yeah, so I mean, Trish, Lita, and Becky are going to win that. I think they're going back to the match we were previewing.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to win. It shouldn't, or they shouldn't. I mean, I think Damage Control's been jobbed long enough.
Yeah,
I think they should. I think they should go over, but they're not.
No. So the next one in a match that's going to be really easy to predict: Brock Lesnar versus Omos with MVP. What are your thoughts?
Bathroom break.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that's going to be. It's going to be a bathroom break. I'm sorry, Omos needs a lot of work.
Yeah,
a lot of work. And
yeah.
to throw him in there with Lesnar, it's kind of weird because Brock can work.
Yeah,
but he works great with little guys. This is not going to be a good match at all.
No. I think it's either going to be too long and make them both look terrible, or it'll just be over in like 2 or 3 minutes, and Brock will just F5 him and get the win or something, and just as a like little shocker. But
I think Omos is going to go over. I think MVP is going to get involved. I think that Lesnar's going to pull an F5.
Yeah.
But something's going to happen where MVP is going to get involved, and then Omos is going to do something or other, and it's going to be weird. But yeah, I think Omos is going to go over.
Actually, one thing that could happen potentially, when they had Bobby Lashley get fired from or suspended from Raw by Adam Pearce a few months back, they had MVP getting back, didn't they? And they had Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin with MVP, and they kept talking about bringing the Hurt Business back. We've had the Brock and Bobby feud that didn't have any proper conclusion to it because of the finish of the last match. We could always see Bobby come out and get involved. And
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, they just bring the Hurt Business back that way. We could see Bobby, Shelton, and Cedric, and just essentially turn it into a glorified handicap match, and Omos win by default because of that. That could happen.
But then again, you could turn the Street Profits heel and have them join the Hurt Business too. And basically, you got a new Nation of Domination.
Yeah, they could do. Yeah. Because one of the rumored matches was Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt, and they were starting to build a feud for that. But according to various websites and such, Bray Wyatt's currently dealing with some form of illness, and therefore off TV and for the foreseeable future. So if they've got nothing for Bobby, getting him involved in the Brock Lesnar Omos match makes sense. Because
I mean, Bray's got 2 weeks to recover. They could do something. Or they could do Uncle Howdy.
Well, yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Bobby Lashley versus Bo Dallas on the grandest stage of them all.
In a prominent match, too.
It's the same sort of difference in star power as Brock Lesnar versus Omos, to be fair. Yeah. But so next on the list of matches I've got here is Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Drew and Sheamus. Who have you got for that?
Drew's going over.
Yeah?
It's going to come down to Drew's going to pin Sheamus. Sheamus either way is going to take the fall.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Strong.
Yeah. And Gunther's now got the second longest Intercontinental Championship reign as well, hasn't he? If memory serves. He's now just half a year behind the Honky Tonk Man. But the fact that that's the guy that he's got to beat is the Honky Tonk Man, who had that legendary reign and stuff. I'm sort of leaning towards them either keeping it on Gunther to beat that record, because they've been doing that quite a lot with different titles recently. Or, like you say, Drew wins it, so Drew gets his Mania moment in front of a crowd, and Gunther then goes on to the World Championship picture, because the end of the Royal Rumble, to be fair, Gunther and Cody had a nice little interaction. We could see Gunther as the next challenger for Cody if Cody ends up winning the title and Roman has some time off. But, we'll get to that.
Oh, come on, man. Stevie Wonder could see that happen. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I could see that going down. And then, but yeah, so, yeah, we'll both say Drew. So, next match on the list is Austin Theory versus John Cena, which I'm actually quite looking forward to. I think that's going to really surprise people. I think Theory's talented, but there's been something lacking with his character, and I'm hoping that John Cena draws it out of him, and we get a decent. I know we'll get a decent match anyway, but I'm hoping that this helps elevate Theory to the next level. And I think because Cena's not returning full time, I think Theory's going to win by default. So yeah, thoughts?
It'll be interesting to see how much ring rust Cena has.
Yeah,
but he can still carry the match. I'm in agreement. Austin Theory is going to go over. He has to.
Yeah,
I think with this win, we'll actually put him up to a possible main event spot within 6 months, maybe.
Yeah,
he's definitely the future. He's got it. He just needs to get it.
Yeah. Well, two other matches that were announced were a women's WrestleMania tag showcase match and a men's WrestleMania tag showcase match. 2 fatal 4-way tag team matches. They haven't announced any teams for the men's, and I think for the women's, it's only Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez that have been announced so far. So we can't really preview those other than being pleasantly surprised that they've got 4 teams that they can put together in both divisions. So
maybe they'll bring back the Iconics.
Yes. To be fair, they haven't been on TV for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if that was why.
Well, I think their Impact deals are up. I know.
It was. Yeah, they left Impact a while back, and I could easily see them coming back.
Cassie just had a kid not that long ago.
Yeah.
With
Sean Spears?
I can't think of Sean Spears. Yeah.
Yeah. Who also, if memory serves, I mean, I might be wrong because I don't really follow AEW that much, but I'm pretty sure Sean Spears hasn't been on AEW TV for a while either. It'd be nice to see him randomly come back to WWE. He could be on the Raw after Mania.
It's possible.
He went to I'm sure that the reports at the time of him going to AEW was because Cody Rhodes is one of his best friends. So he could just turn up back at Raw. It'd be great. Triple H was very high on him in NXT.
Figure out who's actually. It'd be nice to see who's actually free agents right now, because AEW doesn't announce, "Hey, here's your future endeavors."
No.
So there could be a bunch of returns on SmackDown after Mania.
Yeah. So the last match before we get on to the only 2 matches that have got the nights confirmed. The last match we'll go for this is Edge versus Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's perfect that they're bringing Hell in a Cell back to end a story.
Yeah.
Instead of, let's have a pay-per-view of just Hell in a Cell for shits and giggles.
And 2 random matches are going to end up in there. Yeah.
So for them to actually bring it back to end a feud, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But I see Finn Balor going over. He has to.
Yeah. And I think they've got a very slight missed opportunity here as well. Because I know there's been all rumours that they were going to split up the titles because of Roman having the Undisputed Championship for a year and whatnot. I think if they could have easily used Edge and Finn Balor as a way of bringing an extra world title into the picture, because Finn obviously had to relinquish his title due to injury, and so did Edge. So you 2 guys there that you could make an argument for being uncrowned champions. And like, they could have easily done that as, what, we're going to bring this belt in. This is how we're doing it. But yeah. But yeah, I think
There's so many belts out there.
I know. But you need some more to get in with your collection, like, so,
I got enough, man. I don't need any more. I'm out of the belt dealing business.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, I agree with you. I think Finn's going to win because I can't see Edge building up the Judgment Day stable as a way of shining the spotlight on new guys and then having the win in the blow-off match.
I have a feeling this will be the last year for Edge.
Yeah. There's rumors that he's planning on finishing sometime in the summer, isn't there? And I know he's been tweeting out about a special night in Toronto or somewhere like that they've got later on in the year. So that may end up being his last one. But yeah. So there, all those matches we just mentioned are the ones that aren't on any confirmed night. There's only 2 that have had the nights confirmed. The first one being on night 1, we know that we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, which unfortunately I think Logan Paul's going to win. I don't want him to.
I hope not.
But I think Seth Rollins.
I think it's going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah. But Seth's at that point in his career where, I mean, he's been losing for the last year and it doesn't hurt him. He's literally bulletproof with this sort of thing. Cody came back at last year's Mania and then beat him for 3 pay-per-views in a row. Seth's literally just been, I think he's won a few he's won the US title on Raw and then lost it on pay-per-view and such. So it's like, yeah, Seth's not had a good track. He's not had a good track record over the last year on pay-per-view. So I think Logan Paul's going to win it just because Logan Paul keeps getting these wins, doesn't he? I don't want to see it happen, but I think it's
I'm gonna disagree with you. I think Seth is going to take this only because, like, Logan Paul is very surprising.
Yeah,
on how much he's taking this seriously, but I can't see him going over on Seth. Seth needs this win.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's been job guy for a year, actually more. But yeah, you're right. He still stays, up.
He's top of the card easily because of his state, because of who he is. Yeah. So
I think it's possible the Miz is going to get involved in that. So Logan could probably win with assistance.
Yeah.
Hopefully Seth takes it.
Yeah. Well, the other confirmed match for one of the nights, which will be night 2, is Roman Reigns defending the undisputed Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes. I think I know it's an easy one to predict. Everyone sort of knows Cody's winning this now. It's like, because if he doesn't, then what was the point? Do you know what I mean? Cody doesn't need, the way that they've built this up. Cody has to win logically.
But they're not building it up.
No, I mean how they've done the whole. Cody won the Rumble, and then they've been having all these conversations saying, "Oh yeah, Roman Reigns is the son Dusty wanted," and all this sort of things. And Cody's been saying for the last year he wants to win the title for his dad. I think because they're now giving him this match at WrestleMania, and Cody's not lost a match since his return to WWE, I think Cody's got it.
I have a feeling Cody's going to take it, but I don't think he should.
No.
I think something like that should wait. Let it build more.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you have a couple promos here and there. Roman is part-time.
Yeah.
But then again, Cody's full-time. you gotta have a champ.
Yeah.
Bottom line, Roman turned into Lesnar. Shows up here and there. So, here, split the belts. Have Cody win the WWE title.
Yeah.
Leave Roman with the Universal then.
And then he gets to extend his reign that's already on 900 odd days. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't do that.
No.
But if Cody wins, he said he'd bring that back.
Yeah.
Come here. Deadpool's gonna fall. And everything falls.
Deadpool stage still
But
late.
yeah, right. But yeah, this needs to come back.
Yeah,
for sure.
For the benefit of anyone listening on Spotify, you can check out the video of this on YouTube, where you will see that Paul is brandishing the Winged Eagle Championship, and he's just destroyed his display of various replica belts.
The rated R is fine. I got a pile of clothes here it landed on, so we're good.
Ah, cool. Okay, well, so that's all the announced matches. There's 2 other matches that haven't been announced yet, but we know are happening. In Sammy and Kevin versus the Usos, which can't end with anything other than Sammy and Kevin picking up the tag titles, realistically. After how they've built Sammy, but it's sort of got to happen with that, and yeah, so I'd be picking Sammy and Kevin easily for that.
It's kind of funny, but the way they're doing the whole Jey Uso thing,
yeah,
I kind of see Jey turning on Jimmy.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
And having Kevin and Sammy take the belts. I don't know. I could just see that happening.
Yeah,
just the way like they're interacting, and then Sammy getting in Jay's head. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, to be fair, as well. And then the last one that's rumored, well, it's not been confirmed, but it's pretty much going to happen, is Ray versus Dominic. Because we've got Ray going into the Hall of Fame the night before Mania, and Dominic's challenged him for a match. Ray's said that he's not going to take it. He's not going to have the match because that would be disgraceful for him to do that. But it's going to happen, isn't it? we know by WrestleMania that match will be made, and yeah. And for that,
Hall of Fame, 100%, like deserved.
Yeah,
the match is going to happen. Dominic will be Rey Mysterio's last match, and Dominic will win.
Yeah, and Dominic, they've been saying for ages they were going to change him they were going to repackage him as Prince Mysterio. It was something that was rumored a couple of years back. Apparently, they'd already designed the masks for him and that sort of thing. So I can see Dominic winning and taking Ray's mask and then having his own, just by default.
He
doesn't need it while he's in the Judgment Day, to be fair, and what they've been doing with him recently, they don't need it. But yeah, so that's our WrestleMania prediction. We'll wrap this up. Thank you for joining me, Paul, and thank you for everyone that's been watching and listening. And catch everyone next time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we've got less than a minute left on the Zoom call as well, so we've timed that perfectly.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, it's going to kick us out any second now. But yeah, well, nice one, dude.
It's good timing.
Yeah, man, and I'll catch you later. Yeah.
All right, man. All right, man. Take it easy.
See you later. It's good to see you.
You too.
All right, man. See you.